Imagine a life where every note you sing carries the weight of your pain, where every step toward stardom feels like a step away from your soul. That's the story of a woman who rose from the shadows of a broken childhood to become a legend, only to face battles that nearly broke her. Her voice defined a generation, but behind the music, her life was a storm of heartbreak, betrayal, and redemption. This is a tale of survival, and it's going to hit you right in the heart. She was born in the Bronx in the early 1970s, a place where dreams often clashed with reality. Her mother, a nurse, fought to keep the family afloat, battling her own demons with alcohol. Her father, a jazz musician, scarred by Vietnam, drifted in and out, leaving chaos in his wake. By the time she was 4, he was gone for good. Home was a cramped apartment in a Yonkers housing project, where poverty was a constant shadow. With her mom working long hours, she was left with people who should have protected her but didn't. At a young age, someone she trusted stole her innocence, a wound she carried in silence for years. But there was one place she felt free: music. She'd sing by the river with her friends, her voice echoing back like a promise of something better. At 17, everything shifted. She stepped into a mall recording booth, pouring her heart into a soulful ballad. That tape, by some miracle, found its way to a record label executive. Her raw talent stopped him in his tracks. Soon, she was in the studio, working with a rising producer who'd later become a music mogul. Her debut album dropped in 1992 and exploded, selling millions. Suddenly, she was a star, her voice a beacon for anyone who'd ever felt broken. But fame didn't heal her wounds, it amplified them. Whispers started swirling about her ties to that mogul, a man known for lavish parties and questionable influence. Some say she got too close, caught in a world where power came at a cost. What did it mean to be safe in that orbit? Even those who worked with her wondered if she was just another guest at those infamous gatherings, or something more. Here's where the story darkens. Her life wasn't just about music, it was a battle against herself. She fell for a singer from a popular R&B group, a man whose charm masked a storm of toxicity. Their love was passionate but destructive, fueled by infidelity, rumors of violence, and heavy substance use. She poured that pain into her second album, a raw cry for help that resonated with millions. On stage, she was untouchable. Off stage, she was drowning. Drugs and alcohol became her escape, but they only pulled her deeper. She was paying for everyone's habits, not just her own, and the weight was crushing. "I was depressed," she later said. "I didn't want to live." If this story touches your heart, please share it to spread her truth. The industry didn't help. She clashed with fans, snapped at reporters, and even walked out of etiquette classes her label forced her into. Her anger wasn't just rebellion, it was a mirror of herself. "When you hate yourself," she once said, "you draw people who hate you too." One of those people nearly destroyed her. She stayed with him for years, clinging to a love that felt like survival, even as it tore her apart. He'd later dismissed their relationship, saying he only gave her a ring to get her off his back. That betrayal cut deep, fueling an addiction that left her sleepless for days, lost in a haze. Then came a turning point. In her darkest moment, holed up in a Florida hotel room, she felt her world collapsing. Enter a producer who'd worked with some of the biggest names in music. He reached out, not as a savior, but as someone who saw her for who she was. "It was the first time a man cared about me for me," she said. They turned to faith, not rehab, to pull her back from the edge. Slowly, she rebuilt herself, quit drinking, forgave those who'd hurt her, and dared to believe in love again. They married in 2003, and for a while, life seemed stable. She became a stepmom, her career soared, and she found a flicker of peace. But peace is fragile. By 2016, her marriage was unraveling. She accused her husband of disrespect, mocking her cooking and appearance. Worse, she claimed he'd had an affair with a young singer she'd mentored, spending hundreds of thousands of her dollars on his new life. The divorce was brutal. He demanded a fortune in support, arguing he'd grown accustomed to luxury. The court awarded him a fraction of that, but the emotional toll lingered. She later called him a con artist, someone who'd played her from the start. "I thought I was the one," she said, "but I got suckered." Yet she refused to let it define her. She earned her GED, started a foundation to uplift women, and kept creating music that spoke to the soul. Not everyone saw her as a victim. Some in the industry painted a different picture, one of a woman who played the game as hard as anyone. A fellow artist, raw with resentment, claimed she'd sabotaged others to stay on top. At an MTV event, this artist said her own performance outshone the stars, but the applause was edited to prop up the bigger name. She accused the star of threatening to walk away from their label if another's album got too much attention. "She wasn't the queen you think," this artist said, her words dripping with years of pent-up frustration. True or not, it revealed the industry's underbelly, a place where loyalty is currency. And not everyone plays fair. So, what's the truth? Was she a survivor, clawing her way through a system that chews up talent? Or was she part of that system, guarding her crown at others' expense? Maybe it's both. Her story isn't clean or simple, it's a messy human fight for freedom. She's still here, making music, acting, and proving she's more than her scars. Her voice, once an echo across the Hudson, now carries the weight of a life-hard one. If her journey moves you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this story. Let the world know what it takes to rise, fall, and rise again.